the sun that shines, to the moon that follows, to the night that covers, to the day when love
And
the days go on forever. There's no place for time when you're young. Can't find the words, but we know how we feel. Could we stay longer here in the summer? In the summer. I hope the summer never ends. Oh no. In the summer. I hope the summer never ends. Summer never ends. Oh no. And the days go and the nights go. Watch the waves as they ride into the shoreline. Feel the breeze as it clears your mind. Breathe in this moment and don't close your eyes. Could we stay longer here in the summer? I hope the summer never ends. Oh no. In the summer. I hope the summer never ends. Summer never ends. Oh no. And the days go and the nights go. Watch the waves as they ride into the shoreline. Feel the breeze as it clears your mind. Breathe in this moment and don't close your eyes. Could we stay longer here in the summer? In the summer. I hope the summer never ends. Oh no. In the summer. I hope the summer never ends. Summer never ends. Oh no. And the days go and the nights go. And the days go and the nights go. I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. Snowblind. standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free.
Okay, Mark, our 5-week challenges are a great way for anyone to become better at stop motion. I highly recommend it. Simply make a short animation about the latest topic in our forums at animateclay.com. There's a link to the forums right at the top of our page, so it's simple to find and view what everyone else is creating. Once you complete your own short film, upload it to the forum and we will watch it right here with our live audience. First we will watch each film. Then we will watch each film a second time. After we watch for the second time, everyone in our audience is encouraged to write who they like most in our live chat. Mark will keep a tally and whoever gets the most tallies wins. Winners get to then choose what the next challenge topic will be, as well as a downloadable ebook or video tutorial at stopmotionstore.com. For more rules and free downloads to help you capture your own animation, click on the 5-week challenge rules link at the top of our site. Good luck everyone, and thanks for entering in our latest challenge.
Alright, it's Mark, and let's see, I'm gonna make sure that the audio is working here. Okay, it's working. So I believe Hal was asking about how to find out about the challenges, and so if you go to animateclay.com, at the top you'll see the 5-week challenge rules up here, and from there you can read the rules, and then if you go down a bit you can find out for where to get some software for free or to buy it, how to do your lip sync and so forth, and there's also some videos that can help. There's also information about winning and the prizes if we have any. So from there, if you click the click to enter button on here, you'll go directly to the correct forum. So right now it's the topic is zombies. Let me bring my microphone closer to my face so you guys can hear me better. Okay, so the topic is zombies, and so you can see here also there's a date. So if there's any doubt as to what the actual topic is for that 5-week stretch, you just make sure that the date is correct, because I think if I were to post something here, for example, from on July 12th to August 16th, this topic would go to the top. So just make double check, just make sure. But that's really it. Let's see here. So questions. It stinks that I don't have my second monitor hooked up to this computer, because it's hard for me to read your chat questions. But yeah, Jack, I do use DragonFrame. Yep, I plan to use DragonFrame for the my next film. So if you watch some of my previous films, you'll see that I'm working on like a 2.5D characters, which are like flat clay reliefs that you animate on glass, and so that's going to be shot with DragonFrame on another computer that I have, my old computer, and I'll be using a Canon DSLR camera for that. And DragonFrame is a really good program. But before I get into the challenges, I do want to make note that some people have been contacting me about having problems uploading images to our site, and some people have no problems, some people do have problems, and it's kind of a weird issue. I am trying to talk to the support team that makes our this community part of the site, the network, and I'm going to see if they can help me to fix that issue. And it's been around for a while, and I have problems with the site myself, particularly trying to get into the admin area. I get kind of like a 503 or 505 error, and so I'm still working on that. So if you guys have been trying to upload pictures and can't, hopefully we'll get that fixed soon. All right, now Sue, you can hear still? There's nothing playing. Really? Are you guys hearing any kind of music? I don't think there's any music. Are you sure? That's unusual. Really? Doesn't show up for me. Are you sure it's me? Alright, well anyway. Yeah, the Zombie Pirate Tales film, it's really short. It's only like, a few minutes long. It took forever to make, but... Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. So it's not me. Alright. So anyway, let's get started. So we have 4 entries, and let me just refresh the page to make sure that somebody didn't just enter at the last moment, which has happened in the past. So let's see here. Up. Okay. Now I'm gonna keep tally. So if you guys were listening, I do need to keep tally. So the first one is Zykira, and then we have hers is, she says, I'm on holidays till September, so plenty of time to make claymation, and this entry is for the challenge. And then after that will be Tamarami, and let's see, So writing their names down. She says, this is my entry. I worked the zombie in on the end of the video. Hope you guys like it. And then we have Greg R3398. R3398. And he says, here's my entry. And then John Ken is the final contestant. How should I say that? I shouldn't try to write stuff and talk at the same time. Okay, Ken 424. He just says, here's my entry. So let's start with Zakira. So we're gonna, like I said, like my Alexa robot said, we're gonna watch each one of these once. And after we watch it, we're gonna vote. So let's make this big first. So there was some more information here in the additional info area. It says a stop motion clay animation tribute to the anime High School of the Dead, the best friend scene. So have you guys seen that? I haven't seen that, but it sounds interesting. So let's watch. Go back here. Okay, that's a pretty creepy scene. Now I'm curious to actually watch the film, the real film. All right, and the next one is from Tamarami. So let's watch this one. Let me make it big first. Okay, this one's 1 minute and 21 seconds long.
This week was my first week of my second year in art school. It was interesting to be back, and I had nice conversations with my classmates. Some of us are interested in the cute little illustrations, and we haven't had a class about getting out of your comfort zone and create something that people like to buy. It's fair to say that most of us want a creative job after we are done with school. My channel
Pause this. I just realized you guys probably see the chat over half the screen. So let me do this and play again here. Let's go back off just a bit.
We are done with school. My channel is small and a handful of subscribers have been watching my content for a while now. We are growing slowly, like a cute little plant. Now it's time for a small party because we have reached 50 subscribers! Yay! Thank you for watching. Videos are uploaded on the Mondays, so if you like my content, subscribe, and I will see you the next time. Bye!
Tamarami's video. And the next one was Greg R3398. How long is this one? Let's see. Almost 4 minutes long. So let me make sure that this does not take up the entire screen. Is it going to take up the whole screen? Okay, well, let's just see what happens.
Ben, have I thanked you for getting me this job securing at a graveyard in the dead of night?
No.
Well, there is a reason for that. How did I ever let you talk me into this?
We've been friends forever. You do anything for me. Plus, you find me mildly attractive.
No, idiota. That's definitely not it.
Unit 2, do you copy?
Go for Unit 2?
We have an alarm tripped in Sector 7G. Most likely a stray animal. Please investigate.
Copy that. Unit 2 responding. All right, finally a little action. Let's go check it out.
Man, you sure know how to live on the edge, don't you?
Let's go have a look around.
There's nothing here. We're just wasting our time.
Alright, Ben. How about we try the show opening one more time? Let's really crank up the intensity.
No problem. You're watching Fright Pranks, the hidden camera web series that puts unsuspecting victims in frightening situations. Today I'm setting up my friend Natalia. She's gonna freak out. Let's do this. Ooh!
Oh my god! Quick! Let's get to my car! Ben, head that way. Try to get that thing to follow you. I got a plan.
Wait, what?
Not time to explain, just go!
Okay. Don't overdo it. This is a bit much. Do you... Oh my god! What are you doing? We're going to be in so much trouble. Oh, Mama, please forgive us.
Forgiveness is between them and God. It's my job to arrange the meeting.
This is not real. We're on a hidden camera show called Fright Pranks. You've just killed someone.
Ben, what are you talking about? What show?
There's hidden cameras all over the place. I set you up. Oh god, this is bad. This is so bad.
What the hell?
Oh my god. I mean, why the heck are you walking around with that gun? Who do you think you are? Snoop Dogg or something?
We get it. You love swingers.
Oh man, I'm going to jail. Do you have any idea what they do to people like me in jail? Do you have any idea? No.
Ben, you seem really frightened. Are you?
Hey, right, I'm frightened.
Well, you shouldn't be. You're on horror hijinks. You've been set up.
What?
There is no such a show as Fright Pranks. You're such a sucker. ¡Qué imbécil!
Someone get me out of here. I can't see a damn thing.
Okay, so that was the Fright Pranks from Greg R3398. Awesome. Okay, so the next one is from John Ken 424, and let us make it big first. Okay, here we go.
I should farm some carrots.
No brain.
I guess skeletons don't have brains. Okay, so, well, let's see how we're going to do this. I need to see, let me pop out the, well, I can always go through all of the messages. But yeah, these are all really good here. So let's go back to Zykeras, and then we're going to watch these one more time. And then whoever you guys like the most, just write it in the chat, and I will review the chat after we get through all these and tally them up. So here is Zykeras. Let's do this here. good stuff in there. Actually, I noticed that she had some good expressions on the standing character there. But wow, she seems pretty mean towards her friend, don't you think? All right. So the next one is Tamaramis, and it's the Back to School 50 subscriber special with a zombie surprise. So let's watch this one.
This week was my first week of my second year in art school. It was interesting to be back, and I had nice conversations with my classmates. Some of us are interested in the cute little illustrations, and we haven't had a class about getting out of your comfort zone and create something that people like to buy. It's fair to say that most of us want a creative job after we are done with school. My channel is small, and a handful of subscribers have been watching my content for a while now. We are growing slowly, like a cute little plant. Now it's time for a small party because we have reached 50 subscribers! Yay! Thank you for watching. Videos are uploaded on the Mondays, so if you like my content, subscribe, and I will see you the next time. Bye!
So nice little story there. Kind of gets into a story, and then of course the zombie pops out, and I think he kind of, I don't know, what does he do there? Let me see one more time here. See here. Oh. She throws the cake at him, and he falls over. And she hits him in the head too, which is, of course, if you get the zombie in the brains, that's the most important part. So now is the Greg film called Fright Pranks, which I thought was a really good story as well. So let's watch.
Ben, have I thanked you for getting me this job securing at a graveyard in the dead of night?
No.
Well, there is a reason for that. How did I ever let you talk me into this?
We've been friends forever. You do anything for me. Plus, you find me mildly attractive.
No, idiota. That's definitely not it.
Unit 2, do you copy?
Go for Unit 2?
We have an alarm tripped in Sector 7G. Most likely a stray animal. Please investigate.
Copy that. Unit 2 responding. All right, finally a little action. Let's go check it out.
Man, you sure know how to live on the edge, don't you?
Let's go have a look around.
There's nothing here. We're just wasting our time.
Alright, Ben. How about we try the show opening one more time? Let's really crank up the intensity.
No problem. You're watching Fright Pranks, the hidden camera web series that puts unsuspecting victims in frightening situations. Today I'm setting up my friend Natalia. She's gonna freak out. Let's do this. Ooh!
Oh my god! Quick! Let's get to my car! Ben, head that way. Try to get that thing to follow you. I got a plan.
Wait, what?
Not time to explain, just go.
Okay. Don't overdo it. This is a bit much. Do you... Oh my god! What are you doing? We're going to be in so much trouble. Oh, Mama, please forgive us.
Forgiveness is between them and God. It's my job to arrange the meeting.
This is not real. We're on a hidden camera show called Fright Pranks. You've just killed someone.
Ben, what are you talking about? What show?
There's hidden cameras all over the place. I set you up. Oh God, this is bad. This is so bad.
What the hell?
Oh my God. I mean, why the heck are you walking around with that gun? Who do you think you are? Snoop Dogg or something?
We get it. You love swingers.
Oh man, I'm going to jail. Do you have any idea what they do to people like me in jail? Do you have any idea? No, 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 no.
Ben, you seem really frightened. Are you?
Hey, right, I'm frightened.
Well, you shouldn't be. You're on horror hijinks. You've been set up.
What?
There is no such a show as Fry Pranks. You're such a sucker. ¡Qué imbécil!
Someone get me out of here. I can't see a damn thing.
Okay, so that was Fright Pranks from Greg. And the last one that we'll watch for the final time before we take the vote tally is from John Ken 424. So this one is just called Minecraft Spooky Series Stop Motion Video.
I should farm some carrots.
No brain.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my chat here, and so what do you guys think? I should pop this out, make it bigger so I can read everything. Hopefully, here we go. Okay, let's see. All right, so Jack says. Or Janet says, I vote for 4. So I think you mean for John Ken was number 4. 424. John Ken 424. Is that who you want to vote for, Janet? And Whiskey says my vote goes to Fright Pranks, which is Greg. And Thomas says I'm throwing in my vote for Fright Pranks too. So Janet, I think, is for John Ken. They're all really good. And so let's see. CB says the music at the end of Fright Pranks is awesome. And Hoserloo, Fright Pranks has my vote. Although I enjoyed all of them. Okay. Very cool. I thought the voice acting was great. That Greg and I guess one of his friends did. And I like the plot twist too. I really like the story and the plot twist on that. And so the Minecraft was really well animated. I like the little, like when the Minecraft zombie comes up, his head kind of pops up if you notice. See right there, he gets kind of scared, you know, because it's a really limiting little toy, but it gets the point across really well. It's like no brains. And then, of course, with Tamarami, she always does some nice stories as well. And I think that her secondary characters are pretty cool. And, of course, you know, zombies kind of come out of nowhere. So that's kind of a good idea to kind of have them, you know, come out of the back like that. The only thing, I wish it was more in focus, because I think he looks like a really well-designed zombie here, but he gets a cake to the head. And Zakira, hers as well is. I thought that this one part here was kind of good where she does the lip sync, and it's kind of like right here, you know, the expressions I thought were really good in the camera angle. And like I say, I kind of want to watch, what is the movie called? It's called a tribute to Anime High School of the Dead. And evidently this girl here does not care about her friend very much, because she's just like, get away from me. I don't know if you guys noticed that part, but yeah, that's not a very nice friend. Oop, where's my chat back? Oh, there it is. Okay, so Segundo Juarez says my vote goes to Fright Pranks. Okay. So I think Greg is our winner again with his Fright Pranks. We got about 4 for him, and we got 1 for John. And CB says, I've got to go with Fright Pranks. I like the detail on the puppets, especially the lady. The mouth animations are nice, and there are interesting shots. Okay. Very cool. And Gurkology says, I vote for Minecraft. Yeah, that was a very cleanly made animation. I thought it was really good. Kind of a combination of toys and puppetry, which is also nice. Especially if you're doing something and you don't have a lot of time. One of the things we did working on a Warner Brothers commercial was to actually use little toy tractors and stuff we bought in the store. So, I mean, it's definitely something that's worth thinking about if you ever want to make something more involved in a short time frame. So Jack asks, what do you think about CGI that pretends to be stop motion, i.e. Lego Batman films? Well, I don't know if they're trying to make it so much like stop motion. I think they're just trying to make it look like it's Legos come to life. But, you know, I guess they don't add a lot of motion blur in there, do they? In those films. I'd have to look at that again. But if they don't add motion blur, and they're actually trying to emulate stop motion, and, well, I think it would be probably better to do it that way than in stop motion, because my son has a ton of Lego toys, and it's pretty darn hard to animate them. They're so tiny, especially like facial expressions. That's almost impossible. Really, you know, subtle ones anyway. You could do like major face changes with Legos, but I think it's pretty tough to do it in real life. So anyway, I guess we do have to call a winner for tonight. So Greg R3398 has 5 votes for the win. All right, so congratulations. Let me see if I can. Well, no, that's okay. I'm gonna pass on that. Let's see. So I will. Let me see here. Just make sure. Triple check that nobody did enter anything here while we did our live show. And nobody did. Okay, very good. Yep, so Greg, you're the winner. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let Greg know he won. And once he picks the proper, another topic, we will start the next contest. So, yeah, what are we going to do for the rest of the night? It's only 8:31. My wife called me earlier from her job. She has a little bit of a drama thing going on her job right now because of office politics. She works in a hospital, and they're really strict with certain things. And it's not looking good for her. She's worked there for 10 years, and somebody said something, and it's kind of a big drama for us right now. So I didn't have time to set up my other monitor before I started the show. And normally what I would do is I would use that monitor to plop stuff up on the screen. But anyway, we can just talk about if you guys have any questions like what Jack was asking. So he says, or Janet says, I like the quality of the animation in the Minecraft video. Yep, it was pretty darn good, wasn't it, actually? They were all really fun to watch. it's always fun to watch these, and you never know what people are going to make, which is actually the part that I like most. It's kind of the surprise on how people tackle one topic, and it can be done in an infinite amount of ways. So Jack is saying I was right about the motion blur, so they're not adding any motion blur in there, huh? Yeah, in that case, that's kind of, yeah. But, I guess there's room for that, artistically making a Lego film that looks like stop motion. There's what is that film called again? Let me see. It is called, let me see. Let me open up my Steam program here now. Allumette. It's not a game like you'd think because I'm opening up Steam. It's actually a let's see what this goes to here. I'll show you guys here. Let's watch this. Let me go back first. Hold on. So this film is CG, which does not use motion blur as part of it, and the characters themselves are there's when you put on your Oculus Rift headset and watch this, the characters look like they're about maybe 6 inches tall, the same size as a stop motion puppet, or actually maybe a little bit smaller, maybe like 4 or 5 inches tall. But you can get right up into them with your headset and look around their bodies and around the set if you walk around it. And they move like stop motion puppets. They're animated in such a way that it feels very real to watch. And so when you watch it on screen, it's flat, it's 2D, but in virtual reality, it's so the same tactile feeling that you get when you have a stop motion puppet in front of you, that you feel like you could sort of manipulate and move around and stuff. What I believe is that one of these days they're going to make that they're going to have a virtual stop motion puppet. I mean, it's definitely coming. It's like they've got Blender and they've got all these other animation programs out there. But with virtual reality, if you could animate something the same way you animate stop motion, but you do it with, virtual, what do you call them? Controllers in your hand, it would really change things a lot for animators. It would make things more accessible in terms of building sets and things like of that nature. Let me show you guys something else. What is it called? It's that Google tilt brush. Yeah, you can build a virtual three-dimensional environment faster than any other program out there. Let's see. Well, let's see if I can find a video on YouTube. Tilt brush. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever done. And of course, I love clay, and I love all of that. But you can watch what this particular artist does here. So he makes the Lost World for the video game Zelda. It's like a fan art piece, and all this is done, with the headset, with the controllers, and I think he's got what is he using? Is it Oculus Rift? No, it's the Vive. And so you basically you move your hand in three-dimensional space, and you're building a real space. It's in 3 dimensions. You can look left, right, up, down. You can move your body around it. You can walk through it. You can build a room. You can build mountains. You can build houses and stuff. And this is really like a bridge between CG and stop motion in so many ways, because it feels very real. And you're actually animating light. You're animating. You can move your lights around like on a stop motion set. You can change the color of your light. You can have like fire. You can have snow and rain and everything. And you're in it. So it's very much like when you build a stop motion set and you walk around it. You look at your puppets from different angles. All of that is exactly the same, but it's virtual. You just gotta kind of experience it to understand how fun it is to do that. It really is fun. And so I know we're a stop motion channel, and I'm getting way off topic talking about these things, but this is stuff that is actually very good for conceptualizing your sets before you actually build them. Like if you want to build something quickly, a lot of times you do it on a 2-dimensional piece of paper, or you do it in Photoshop. It's on a 2D surface. Everything is flat. And so if you want to know what a shot might look like, look at the way this guy is moving around with his headset with these trees. You could actually walk through a virtual set that you build, walk through it as you would with a real camera on a real set, and see if you like the way it looks. If you don't like the way it looks, you could remove trees, you could add trees. It opens up a lot of possibilities. Yeah, so Jack is saying, yeah, I'm interested in the 3D element about mouth replacements. Well, yeah, if you want to do like what they're doing with Leica, what they're using is ZBrush. It's an awesome program. ZBrush is, well, actually, I think they're using Maya also. It's like 2 different programs. And it's 3D printed, so you're designing stuff there which has, like the actual expression, and then they slice it up with angular pieces, and then they can, lock the pieces in place with magnets and whatnot. Yeah, it's something that I think their 3D printers are literally over $100,000 for one 3D printer. It's super expensive. So yeah, all this stuff is very, very expensive. But like I say, this here really opens up a lot of possibilities, for conceptualizing your film before you actually make it. But no, it's not the death of stop motion for sure. It's just something that we can use as a tool. If like the amount of time it takes for this guy to make this little scene, it's sped up. So let's just say it takes him about, let's say it took an hour to make this. In 1 hour, that's not a long time, because if you were to make a mock-up and how they usually do it, like if you ever watched the behind the scenes of Nightmare Before Christmas, what they would do is they would build a set that was like quarter scale. They would do it with, scrap wood, really cheap wood. They would use cardboard, all that kind of stuff that, you can throw together kind of quickly, but it would literally take about 10 times as long to make versus this system. And there's no material cost to this. There's no space needed to build it. It's virtual, so you do it in a small room. You don't need a large area. You can also share these files with people that are living overseas. So if you're a studio, you could, and they have the same, Oculus Rift or a Vive, you could literally send the file 1,000 miles away, have somebody build it, or do your animation somewhere else, or it's really just kind of cool. Now, so yeah, Steam is just like a thing you can download games and whatnot on here. I've had Steam for so many years. I don't actually play a lot of these games or anything. But yeah, Steam, they have, let me see, they have VR. Well, let's see the store. Let's search for VR short film. Yeah, so I haven't watched a lot of these, but it looks like they're adding to their library of films. The Rose and I is another one, which I have not watched. Looks possibly like it was made by the same creators of Allumette. Yeah, so this form of filmmaking is brand new, and not a lot of people are. So yeah, it's by Penrose Studios, so I believe that's the same studio. So I might have to download this later on just to see what it's all about. They don't really reveal a whole heck of a lot in these few pictures, though. But it says an immersive animated VR film crafted by the artists, animators, and storytellers of Penrose Studios. The Rose and I is about loneliness, friendship, love, and loss. Come meet a lonely Rose living on the unlikeliest of places, and join her as she transports you to a brand new universe. Kind of interesting. So let's see. So Jack said, I want to show you what I made in stop motion, man. Proper Nightmare Before Christmas. Give me a week and I'll be back next Wednesday. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, anybody else in a serious way? Do you guys have any animation or blogs or anything you'd like me to post up here and look at? If you guys have anything you'd want me to show. Otherwise, we can look at our let's see, network. So there has been some discussion going on here. I know that John had asked about recently. Had asked about an issue of getting clay colors on their puppets. On his puppets, where the clay was sort of smearing from one to the next. I guess the colors got on his fingers. Where was that actual? Here it is. Let me click this. So John says, I've been using Van Aken clay for my stop motions, but it is increasingly frustrating when the dye ends up on my fingers. The constant washing of it is frustrating because not everything comes off. This eventually leads me to transferring a blue color to my yellow clay. What kind of clay do you use to avoid using this, or what sort of cleaning agents do you use to prevent clay color transfer? So yeah, I Am Toys. So that was something that I thought that I think a lot of people run up against with clay, and same with me. In fact, everybody. The only kind of clay that does not do that is the puppet putty. But if you get any of the other, like Sargent Art or Van Aken, I'm trying to think what other brands they're selling out there. But even like the cheaper brands that are made in like Mexico and Taiwan that they put in craft stores, they all kind of work the same. They have the same basic ingredients, and the materials they use are really similar. So no matter which brand you buy, you're going to get that color, that pigment on your fingers. It's either going to get under your fingernails if your fingernails are slightly long. It's going to get in your the fingerprints of your finger and all the little cracks and all that kind of stuff. So, and the other problem is when the clay starts to get warm in your hands, or if it's a hot summer day, it's really going to be, it's on your fingers and there's nothing that you can do about it. So the solution, of course, is you got to get it off your hand somehow. And, I kind of explained. But if you wash your hands often, that's one way. But that gets old because you got to get up, like especially if you're animating on a set, a clay puppet, you got to get up, you got to go to a sink somewhere, you got to wash your hands, got to go back, dry it off, maybe use paper towels. It just takes forever. So just using paper towels with rubbing alcohol on the paper towel, that you kind of put a little bit of alcohol on there and rub it up on your fingers. That's one way to help that problem. Let's see here. Yeah, it's good if you cut your nails short. I mean, especially if you're sculpting something. Sometimes your fingernails will scratch the surface of your puppet when you least want it to. At the worst time, like you're animating a shot and then your fingernail gets jammed up their nose or something, puts a line or a scratch, and you gotta clean it up and everything. It gets really annoying. So but alcohol is one way. Mineral oil works as well. I don't really suggest using mineral oil as your first option though, because after you use mineral oil on your fingers a lot, and then I know I've mentioned this in the past, but there's this problem with mineral oil where it actually defats the layer of fat under your skin. So that's not a good thing. Janet, I am, let's see, was it Monsta? What am I? Yeah, Monsta, my profile. Yep. Monsta, that's me. So the other thing is you could use baby wipes to clean your fingers. So baby wipes are, they're it's the most expensive option, but in a way it's the best option because it's convenient. And if you don't want to lose your place during animation, that's what I would use. For specifically when you're actually animating, is to use baby wipes, and it's got moisturizer in there and everything, but it's really good for getting that clay off your fingers. So that's what I tend to use most. But if you're just sculpting the puppet or whatever, or molding your characters or something like that, simple paper towel and alcohol is probably a good overall solution, and it doesn't cost too much. Now, Craft Smart, Ken is saying, Ken says, I made a film called Blind Shot starring a character from Rogue One. Cool. Is it on YouTube? If it's on YouTube, maybe we can watch it. But you're saying you recommend Craft Smart from Michaels, and that it doesn't really smudge, but it is also hard to sculpt. I like Craft Smart clay, but if you make something out of it, it will turn rock hard after about 1.5 to 2 years. So if you buy a lot of that and you plan to use it down the road, you won't be able to. So I don't really recommend Craft Smart anymore. I recommend Sargent Art clay and Van Aken, and I almost think that Sargent Art clay might be better than Van Aken right now because they changed their formula. They also moved from, I think it was somewhere in California, but they moved their operation to like North or South Carolina. I don't know if they're not doing well financially, or their materials that they normally use for the clay are hard to find now, but their clay is not as good anymore. Yeah, it's unfortunate, like, because I bought some of it and I thought it was really good, and I thought that maybe I would start using it more often, like if some places like short on Van Aken, like I might just use the Craftsmart because it seemed like they were stocking a lot of it on the shelves in Michael's. But I would rather go on the internet and find Van Aken before I buy that clay, because the clay block that I have is completely hard. Almost like an oven baked clay or something like that. I don't know what happened to it. Don Carlson, he makes puppet putty, and I told him, I said, why did my clay get hard like that, and he doesn't understand why either. Let's see. A very smooth or soft clay. Well, I think Play-Doh is probably the softest. It's made for for kids, so your hands don't have to be strong. What else would be a soft kind of clay? Well, water-based clay is also very soft, but of course it's messy, and you got to keep it wet, otherwise it slowly dries out and gets harder. But Play-Doh also gets hard too, but I mean, Play-Doh is pretty good. The only thing with Play-Doh is you can't really get a lot of detail with that. Trying to think what would be really soft clay, like actual clay. Well, I tell you what, if you want the clay to be soft, it can be made soft. Like if you get, like, let's say your only option is Craftsmart clay, and you find it that's kind of hard, you can heat it up a little bit, like put it in an oven for 5 minutes or so on a low temperature is enough to make the clay soft. Same with Van Aken clay. It'll get softened up and it's not hard to use at all. So it really depends on how hot or cold it is. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find it, Ken. Let's see. Blind shot. Wait. Let me do this first. Wait. There we go. All right, let's watch it. Sounds kind of fun. For some reason it's on mute there, and I need to make it bigger. Okay, here we go. Cool. So it's like a recreation of that scene where he shoots down the TIE fighter with his, I guess, like some kind of like a bowcaster maybe. I don't really know what they call that particular weapon he has, but I remember that scene. I always kind of question, was he using the Force, like, or does he had really good hearing or something? Because technically he's not a Jedi, but he sort of acts like a Jedi. So it's really good. Awesome job. Oh, okay. So Ken is saying that the Crayola brand is very soft, huh? I've not tried that before. Crayola. So it's an actual modeling clay. That's kind of cool. That's really good to know, actually, because if it's softer, I think that people that have like weaker hands, some girls, especially girls or little kids, that's probably really a good option for them. I do know that even the clay that I use, sometimes it's too hard. Like if I get Van Aken and it's the winter time, our garage it's got heat and everything, but it still gets kind of cold in the garage. And sometimes the clay itself is, you gotta kind of work it with your hands a lot and cut it off in smaller pieces and roll it into a ball in the palm of your hands and let that warmth get in there before it's soft enough to use. But if Crayola brand clay is already soft, then that's something I would probably animate with during the colder season in the winter time. Oh. All right. Well, anyway, I guess everybody, that does wrap up our show. It is just about 9 o'clock. I do want to thank everybody who entered in our challenge this time, and I thought they were all really good. I think that Greg's was definitely a good story, good voice acting. It was funny. It had a nice little plot twist in there. So I think story-wise, I think that gets definitely 10 out of 10 stars for sure. John, I think that the animation was probably the strongest point in that. And of course, Tamara Me always has good stories. The only thing I wish was that I saw that zombie a little bit better, like if it was more in focus, But very well animated, and of course Zakira always makes some good, funny, and sometimes scary animations like this one. So yeah, thanks everybody. I guess I will see you all next week. Have a nice week, everybody.